In terms of inside the papers, there's a story here that Victoria and I immediately were like, yeah, we're with this one, about what they're calling the Sunday Scaries. Now, I don't really call them the Sunday Scaries, but it's like the Sunday night blues. Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Victoria, Fritz and Rachel Bird.
Our headlines today. Hello, morning. It's Sunday, the 9th of October. Our main story. The Irish Prime Minister has attended a vigil for victims of the explosion in County Donegal, which killed 10 people.
3 children were among those who died in the blast at a petrol station in the village of Creesha on Friday afternoon. Our Ireland correspondent Chris Page has the details.
Thank you.
Divers will examine the damage caused by an explosion on the only road link between Russia and the occupied Crimean Peninsula after President Putin ordered a full investigation into the blast.
Well, this bridge, which is seen as a symbol of Moscow's illegal annexation of the region, has reopened to light traffic despite partially collapsing. Our Russia editor Steve Rosenberg has this. The Deputy First Minister of Scotland, John Swinney, is expected to tell SNP members at the party conference today that calls for more nuclear energy in Scotland are to make up for the failure of energy policy in the UK.
Protesters have taken again to the streets of Iran as demonstrations against the country's hardline Islamic rulers enter their 4th week. Reports say at least 3 people have been shot dead by security forces during the latest protests.
Well, this wave of unrest across Iran began, of course, after the death in custody of a young woman who had been arrested by the morality police. This report from our diplomatic correspondent, Caroline Hawley, contains images that some viewers may find distressing. A new picture of one of the Queen's favourite ponies, you will remember her, has been released by Buckingham Palace following her appearance at the monarch's funeral. That was over the top of the saddle.
I noticed that.
Yeah, that got me.
Yeah.
That and the corgis, I think. It's just,
yeah.
Big lump.
There were little moments like that, weren't there, for sure. Now, I think most people had a half-decent day with the weather yesterday, Matt, but I don't know how it's looking for today. Very much, Matt.
Thanks,
nice
Matt.
to see.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about the cost of living. It's having a devastating impact on all sorts of things, including our mental health and increasing anxiety around personal finances. This is according to the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy. It
says resilience is at an all-time low and extra funding is needed for mental health services. Sam Nanda has been speaking to people at a community centre in Wythenshawe, Greater Manchester. Now, the government says it has committed to invest at least an additional £2.3 billion a year into mental health services by 2024, giving 2 million more people the help they need. OK, the time is 19 minutes past 6 in the morning. Should we have a look at the papers and see what's going on? And in terms of inside the papers, there's a story here that Victoria and I immediately were like, yeah, we're with this one, about what they're calling the Sunday Scaries. Now, I don't really call them the Sunday Scaries, but it's like the Sunday night blues. In particular, that this is exaggerated at the moment because of so many people's financial concerns and pressures. So whatever you call them, the Sunday night blues are a very real thing, according to research commissioned by the Office for Health Improvement and Disparity. So if that is something you're feeling this morning, then we'll do our best to alleviate that, at least for the next couple of hours.
Exactly, yeah. I think I call it the fear. I tell you what might be an idea, a way to keep the fear at bay is this. If you live this morning, that people are looking to rent out rooms here in Manchester as well. So I think that whole Eurovision
useful
thing
way to make spare cash.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk to Mike McCartney, Paul McCartney's brother, about Liverpool getting or being awarded host city status for Eurovision next year a little bit later on in the show. So it'll be brilliant to hear from him, and in particular he wants to talk about Liverpool's ties to Ukraine, which is, I think, was one of the strengths of their bid to host Eurovision next year, as well as its phenomenally rich music history as well, of course. So.
Absolutely. Staying with music, it's not every day music fans get the chance to go back in time and relive some of their favourite bands' best moments.
But with a little help from virtual reality technology, that is exactly what fans of The Who get the chance to do at a new exhibition in Hastings. Our reporter Piers Hopkirk went to have a look.